Welcome back, everybody. I recently won a large auction lot full of SK and SK Wayne tools. I believe they're all SK. I paid $176.71 to the door. Let's take a closer look. So I unwrapped everything, and on the surface, it does look like everything is SK Wayne. First piece up is going to be a flat tip screwdriver, and this is an SK Wayne. Like I said, everything I've seen so far is SK Wayne. And this one's kind of interesting to me because every SK and even SK Wayne tools that I've seen have been green screwdrivers. Green somewhere on them. This one looks like it's blue and white. So I don't know if this is earlier than the green screwdrivers or if it was just the SK Wayne line. But yeah, first one of those I've seen. Next, we'll go through some combination wrenches. There's a few repeats in here. This first one's a 9/16 combination. And then we also have another 9/16 combination wrench. Just on the surface, looks like all the wrenches are in pretty good condition. Also have a few of these shorty box wrenches, offset box wrenches. A couple duplicates here, I believe. Half 9/16. Well, the first one was a 6-point. We have another half 9/16, but this one's a 12-point. Then the third one is another half-inch 9/16, 12-point. I did see a couple of half-inch sockets in the box. I think these are the only two. This is a 7/8 half-inch drive, deep 12-point. And then we have a half-inch drive. Let's see, what size is it? 1-inch, 12-point. Very good condition. I always kind of like the way the socket's rounded at the top, kind of like going to a cone shape. This next piece I thought was pretty cool. A little wrench holder. Still has the old sticker on it. Set number 850, 7/16 to 11/16, SK Wayne, Ohio. So I'm going to guess that's like, what would that be, a 5-piece combination wrench? But I don't find many of these wrench holders, and I definitely have never had one. I know it's just a sticker, but I've still never had one marked SK Wayne, so that's kind of cool. There was a handful of open-end wrenches. I think they're all SAE. Smallest one here is a 1/4 5/16. Next one up is 3/8 7/16. Again, these are pretty good condition. Got a half 9/16. I think this might be a duplicate. Yeah, it's another half 9/16. And I think that's it for the open-end wrenches. Next up is a little 1/4-inch set box. Now, what's amazing to me is the amount of wear on this box, because you can see some of the original green paint left over, but that means that about 98% of the paint on this box has worn off. And what's amazing about that is all the edges are really crisp yet. There's no dents in the panels. So to have that much wear and still be in this good a condition is pretty impressive. So we'll open up this guy. And little messed up from the trip, I'm sure. I'll go ahead and organize the sockets at a later time, but how cool is that logo back there? How cool is that emblem? Man, that's really neat. And you can see the original green paint in there that should have been on the outside as well. But wow, that logo looks great. Now, I do have a question for anybody watching. Is there any way to tell, is there any information online, any old catalogs that would tell you like what set number this was and maybe what belongs in it to make it, complete again? It looks like it has a bunch of extra sockets. It's got a small, like 1.5-inch extension. And then, of course, it has a ratchet. But I'm just noticing the condition on everything is still really clean. But I'll have to organize this, see what's there for sockets. But I'm wondering, did this come with maybe a spinner handle? Did it come with another extension? I'd love to make it complete again, or make it, quote unquote original. And of course, being that it's all SK Wayne, I have a little harder time finding complete sets of SK Wayne tools. Here's a little 1/4-inch ratchet. I always liked the SK ratchets. I never loved like the look as far as design, because they basically held on to it for about 3 or 4 decades, or maybe even longer. but man, the ratchets always seem to work like clockwork. They just sound so good, and they seem to function really good. Not to say I've never had a bad one, but yeah, that one's really nice. And pretty good set. I think it's worth completing. Next up, we have a handful of combination wrenches, a 7/16. Oh, and here's the first one I've found so far that doesn't say SK Wayne. So I've seen SK Wayne, SK Tools, just SK. I think SK Electrolyte, but this is the first non-SK Wayne half-inch. Here is a 6.5/16 and a 12.3/8. Moving on to some of the heavier duty wrenches. The first one up here is a 1 1/16 big wrench. And I don't know if someone wire brushed this. Looks like the finish on the top side is, looks like it's almost wire wheeled off a little bit. Just got to look to it like someone's hit it with a wire wheel, but not a big deal. Still nice wrench, big wrench. And next up we have a 3/4 5/8. And then the last of the big wrenches, I believe, is a 13/16. Maybe there's one more in there. Yes, there was one more 3/4 in there. Next out of the box, we have an SK Wayne 3/8 ratchet. A little bit of light rust there, but that should come off pretty easy. Sounds pretty good. The chrome is in very good shape. Got a little something there that I just was able to flick off, but normal wear on the heads where it hits stuff on the sides and on the top. Overall, pretty nice. And finishing out the wrenches, we have an 11mm metric 6-point. Yet another 11mm 6-point. We have a 3/8 by 7/16 offset box wrench. Looks like it's got a little custom bend to it. And then the last one here, we have a 13mm 6-point, and this one almost has like a black finish to it. I don't know if this was sold unfinished. I don't know if SK Wayne goes back to wartime, 40s, 50s, but this one looks like it either had the finish kind of stripped off of it or it never came with it. Well, we might have our first reject here. We have a SK Wayne 1/4-inch drive ratchet, and it's not supposed to do that. I did try to engage it in either direction all the way, and it hooks onto nothing. But these are extremely easy to service. Is squeeze the clip, the whole thing pops out, and it's possible it's just a minor problem inside there. Otherwise, it's extremely easy to get another insert and just change the whole gut pack. I mean, it takes a matter of minutes. That's another thing, you know, I said earlier, I like SK ratchets. They're so easy to rebuild. It's maybe the easiest ratchet I've ever rebuilt. Okay, I had to make a little room because the next one is a big 3/8 set. This is the one I've been waiting for. And I would say they've put in a few extra sockets that don't belong. Again, I'd love to find maybe an old catalog showing what goes in this set, if I could figure out what set it's supposed to be. I think maybe just by the layout of the deep and shallow sockets and knowing it's a 3/8 set might be enough to determine that. Again, it's got the nice logo, but this one is not riveted. This one is just a sticker. Still cool, but not quite as cool as the riveted emblem. But let's take a closer look here. Just on the surface, the sockets that I've seen in this box are in excellent condition. Chrome's nice. It's not pitted. It's not rusty. I mean, I'm not going to pull out every socket here, but I don't think this set was used all that often, or it was not abused, that's for sure. So we got, on this end, we got some 12-point sockets, and then it goes into 6-point sockets. And I think that was a common thing for SK. They had a mixture of 6 and 12 points in their sets. It wasn't just all one or the other. The bigger ones are 6-point, and then it goes way down. They actually threw some 1/4-inch sockets in here, which I doubt belong, but there was actually an adapter here, a 3/8 to 1/4-inch adapter. So, I mean, maybe it went down to 1/4-inch, but it seems unusual. So I guess my question would be, what actually belongs down here? Is it like a spinner handle? Oh, by the way, I didn't show that yet. I meant to. There was a 3/8 spinner handle, speeder wrench, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't seem like it would fit in here. So I don't think that belongs in here. I'm going to guess extensions. Maybe there's a few more sockets. There are like 3 or 4 spark plug sockets in here. So maybe it has some spark plug sockets. Maybe it had more extensions. Maybe it had like a breaker bar. But I'd love to find that out because the sockets in here are so nice. I think it's worth trying to put it all back together. Now here's some sockets that are on the bottom. They're in the same basic condition as the other one. It's just, I mean, they're just in excellent shape. So I really think this set is worth trying to bring it back to what was originally in the box. Here's the ratchet that was in the box. Could be original to the box. I mean, no idea, but it's nice enough that I could put it with the box. A little bit of wear on the head. But, you know, that's just normal from hitting it against stuff. Sounds like it runs pretty nice. But yeah, if you guys know where to find like an old catalog or something that would be able to kind of show me what this set looked like new, I might be able to figure out what belongs in it. In the box, there's a couple of extensions. There's a 3/8 to 1/2-inch adapter. Another reason why I wouldn't mind completing this set is that I've just never had a full SK Wayne set, especially in the blue box. So I think it would be really cool to have it complete. But that's going to be all for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.